When the market gets weird, most freelancers freeze. They panic, they pull back, they discount, they wait, they play defense. Sometimes they come yell at me on social media about how nothing works now because the market is blah, blah, blah. The real pros know in these moments, you're not supposed to retreat, you're supposed to reposition. This is your opportunity to become the most useful person in the room and to 2x your business, 3x your business as a result, right when everyone else is ducking for cover. Let's reframe this once and for all. Business is the exchange of money for solutions. So when a crisis hits, ask yourself, are there more problems in the market now than there were before? Right? Are there more opportunities to exchange money for solutions or fewer? A recession, a tech shift, a cultural moment. These aren't opportunities to panic. These are, for lack of a better expression, feeding frenzies for pro freelancers. The pain your clients are experiencing and solving for is way out there in the open. All you got to do is build the right offer, put it in front of them. Here are 3 types of chaos you should be scanning for constantly. 1, category shifts. These are moments when something comes along and completely disrupts business as usual in your niche. Suddenly the young Turks have the advantage, and the big guys or the more established brands have to play defense and catch up at the same time. In these moments, you should be developing offers for the smaller, leaner startups looking to take advantage of the moment, as well as offers for the big guys, for the bulkier companies that are scrambling to stop losing ground to these guys. AI, platform pivots, new tech, these all signal changing workflows, which means new services are needed. One example would be Meta's Thread launch, right? New content format, faster content creation and opportunities. Suddenly you got a bunch of companies wondering how to take advantage of it. You've got the big guys that are trying to figure out, okay, how do we take this content machine that we already have and add a Threads leg to it? And you've got the little guys that are thinking, okay, how do we go all in on Threads? How do we make Threads really work for our business in a way that it's not going to work for anybody else? AI. Teams are, maybe looking for ways to 10x output at maybe a 1.5 or a 2x in cost. This is a big one because in that scenario, you could get paid twice as much because you're 10xing their result at a fraction of the time that you would normally put into something that you'd get paid for regularly, if ever. There was a prime example of a win-win. 2, cash flow constrictions. These are the times that are really not fun for our 9-to-5 friends. So I want to cover this with some respect to them. But a freelancer needs to understand just because a company's had to downsize doesn't mean that there's suddenly that work doesn't need to get done. There's a huge demand for work now in those instances with those limited teams. Freelancers are often the fix here. They may be more expensive in the short term, right? Like a freelancer might make more money in 2 weeks on this project than a 9-to-5er would make, but they're just there on a project by project basis. They don't require 401k matching and healthcare and what have you. Again, it's a win-win. And just a PS to this one, if you're a 9-to-5er watching this, we're seeing now more than ever, freelancing is the safe bet for this very reason. So during moments of budget freezes, layoffs, downsizing, teams needing to do more with less manpower, your move is to offer streamlined, affordable, high ROI solutions. 3, cultural and political movements. These are moments where larger brands tend to struggle because they don't know how to speak the language of the moment or if they should even talk at all. Some freelancers only solve problems in this space. For instance, many freelancers in the freelancing program only work with brands that have or are developing like a sustainability credo. Social justice, climate, legal shifts, all that stuff. All that stuff signals likely companies scrambling to adapt or align with the moment. And freelancers who understand tone and timing will own this space. Hey, we're trying to do more of these, all right? And in order to do that, we need to be bigger. We need a bigger audience. So subscribe and then send this link to your freelance buddies. to your aunt that's always wanted to start a freelance business, to your friend with the 9 to 5 that you know could be doing better, and let's grow this page together, all right? Short story, a short story about my business during a recent cultural crisis moment, and what it meant for us and how we developed new solutions for our clients and soon-to-be clients based on it. When COVID happened and everything shut down, we were still producing video primarily for B2B meetings and events. As you can imagine, national shutdown, everybody stay inside order is pretty terrible news for all the obvious reasons, but for business reasons to entire industries that are, reliant upon in-person events. And seeing as the bulk of our revenue was still tied to the success of these events companies, whether they be agencies in the space or the companies putting on the events, you can see how it's a pretty worrisome prospect for our business as well. So I took a long walk and I returned with an epiphany that if we were solving for this problem, then all of our clients were solving for it too. And all we had to do was put a solution in front of them, package up a solution and put it in front of them. So that day, I emailed one of our biggest clients and a couple of the other ones and pitched them on remote production for these events. And this is before. Now remote events is a thing. But at the time, there were no logistics in place, no frameworks in place for pulling this off. And we did one, and it worked. And so then you better believe I sent an email to all of our past clients in this space that, that maybe we hadn't talked to in a while, because I knew I was probably the only one that was showing up in their inbox with a solution to a problem that I know they're all sweating right now. Every event, every agency, they all got an email from me that just said, hey, we're doing this for one of our customers right now. We're seeing a lot of success. I'd love to do it for you too. You got 15 minutes to hop on a call. Within days, we were sending out even more kits. We were packaging them in the office and shipping them out ourselves. In those moments, crisis didn't kill our business. It just redirected it towards where the profit was at that time. Right now, our new social media strategy clients, for those of you that don't know, we've recently shuttered the video business and we've started a social media consulting firm. All of these clients are eyeing TikTok with a good bit of consternation. A lot of people have built businesses over on that platform, ignoring the fact that it is indeed rented land. So an offer that we're building out for those folks now is the customer ownership model. We review their social presence, we audit what they're known for, then we build a system to convert followers into email subscribers fast. Because that's the opportunity. Panic is permission to develop solutions. And for posterity, in case anybody's watching this years from now, the context here is that we don't know if TikTok is going to be available in America. That's where we're at in history right now. Just let us let us know how it goes, people commenting years from now. All right, so let's talk about what not to do. What not to do in these moments of crisis. The wrong response for a freelancer to crisis would involve pulling back on visibility, offering discounts, offering to work for less because, there's less to go around or whatever excuse you come up with. Waiting for the clients to figure out what to do. That's your job. You're the expert. Waiting, for this all to blow over in general. Just thinking that we'll be back to normal soon. So I'm just I'll hang out here and I'll be ready to go when things are back to normal. In these uncertain times, whoever moves first gets remembered. There's a lot of growth opportunity there. But also, really, the most important part is whoever stays useful stays booked, right? So yeah, look for those cool opportunities where it's like, okay, well, what's a new problem that nobody else has to fix for, nobody else has to solve for? But really, make it more about staying useful. Let that inform your movement forward. A true freelancer finds use in any market. Where you point the finger is where you point the power. So point the finger at yourself. Don't blame a market. Don't blame politics. Don't blame bad times. Don't blame, a crowded social media platform. Nothing. Point the finger at yourself. That's what leadership looks like. When everybody else is in panic, that's a signal to you that there are new problems to be solved. Opportunity is abound. Your job in those moments is to solve one, and solve another. Remember this, whenever there's uncertainty in your niche, uncertainty in business is opportunity. Too many freelancers DM me daily saying how worried they are about this coming recession because it means budgets are going to be cut down and companies are going to be less likely to hire them or less likely to stretch for whatever their offer is. Couldn't be further from the right way to be assessing the situation. If you're concerned that that all of your clients will stop spending money on you, that means you got to assess your offer. Your offer is a vitamin, not a pain pill. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. So that's step one. But step two is recognizing that a coming recession means your clients' businesses are about to be riddled with problems. And you can build solutions for them. And as long as those solutions that you build are perceived as being more valuable than what you're charging for them, you're going to do just fine. Hey, if you're still here, that means you really should subscribe and turn on notifications. If you knew what I knew about what content is coming, there would be no hesitation. It's just 2 quick clicks. Subscribe, turn on notifications.